Hello, my lovely cardinal sinners. Is it that time of the week again where we sit down and we laugh at the sillier, messier, and more broken sides of Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds? Today is episode 3, Pipe Dreams, or as Japan calls it, Escape Nitro Warrior vs. Yugioh Guardian. Bit on the nose there, Japan. In this episode, we get to see Yusei versus Trudge round 2 with Trudge's new fancy pursuit deck that they built just to catch Yusei. And honestly, real quick, I actually really like this episode. It is just a fun duel with really good back and forth between the opponents and good high energy and just, you know, one of those enjoyable watch kind of duels. If you haven't seen episode 1 and 2 of this series, then be sure to give them a watch because each episode Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds is a blast to watch for different reasons. So, you know, go watch them first, please, okay? I'll wait. Just kidding. As always, my Jack Atlas fixes needed filling. So with that said, get yourself comfy and let's rev it up and watch another episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds.
Now let's get up to speed with Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds!
Yo, it's the classic. Now let's get up to speed with Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, where 5Ds summarizes key plot points for us, because by, you know, episode 3, you've forgotten that Yusei and Trudge dueled, and you'll need a recap of that, even though episode 2 mentioned it. Also, a minute and a half recap. I am starting to think they couldn't fill the whole time slot an episode had, because this is an unnecessarily long recap. Also, this recap kind of just tells you exactly what's going to happen in the episode.
You've only got one shot at this, Yusei. Maintenance hatch opens at midnight and only stays open for 3 minutes after that.
He knows!
Then they flood that pipeline with garbage.
He knows!
And as soon as you jump over the sewage plant's fence, the security will be—
He knows!
I'm with Riley. Yusei probably knows his own plan. So can we stop over-explaining it to him? These friends have done nothing in 3 episodes to make me like them. I keep saying I can't wait for these guys to be written out, but by God, I really can't wait for these guys to be written out.
I'm being positive for once, Nervin.
I thought I was.
You thought that was positive? You think telling Yusei everything that could possibly go wrong with his plan is being positive? I know you're meant to be nervous and angsty because your name's like Nervin and stuff, but Jesus. Oh, hey Doom, did you know that video of yours could like fail and like no one could watch, and then 4Kids Spain will copyright strike everything despite the video being in English and in fair use, and then you'll be partially blocked, which means only Japan can watch your video? Dude, I know I lived it an episode ago. Can we try being positive? Wait, what I just said wasn't positive? Shit, I need a new motivational calendar.
Here, for good luck.
Oh, Riley, that's so cute. I love this whole let's express ourselves through trading cards. Just don't take any from Nervin because I'm convinced they would be cursed. I also love that Yusei, knowing how much that card means to the kid, actually puts it in his deck. It shows why Yusei is one of the strongest pro tags in Yu-Gi-Oh! Yami would have just thrown that card away when the kid wasn't looking. Because you know, that pile drive of a deck is a very delicate balance.
Rev it up!
Riley kind of said the catchphrase. Roll credits? Man, it just doesn't feel right when someone else says it. No! These stairs have been in every episode and they do not stop angering me. This is not how gravity works, you say? Literally any other duelist would have just crashed their bike from that jump. It makes more sense than Jack jumping for nothing in episode 1, but God, some of these shots they do to make bikes look cool are kind of irritating.
We have movement! Yusei's gone topside!
Out of context, that line just sounds like you're watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Hentai.
Where do you think you're going?
Trudge, buddy.
Yes, sir.
He can't hear you. Also, this poor worker just kind of told you where he was going.
The maintenance hatch opens in 4 minutes! Let's book it!
So, it was around 11:15 p.m. when Yusei decided to start making his move topside. And you guys waited till 11:56 to bother to try going up topside to be, you know, ready to communicate with him. Why would you not go up earlier? Are you saying it took you guys that long to reach anywhere that would let you go topside? Because I am not convinced. Jesus, Trudge, what the fuck, man? Are you trying to capture a murder? That was so aggressive.
Trudge! How'd he find me?
Yusei, you never removed the stolen chip that the police gave you, so, why are you surprised that they can now track you when you have said stolen chip in your bike that was tracked in episode 1?
Don't you know it's 2 hours past curfew, or can you still not tell time?
Damn, Trudge is just gonna be fired this episode. Shit, alright. Also, telling the time is hard. I'm certain you don't send people from the satellite to school, so they probably can't read the time.
Kids these days never do what they're told.
They never did as they were told in Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0 either, Trudge. because I don't think Yugi paid you for beating up Joey and Tristan like you asked him. Oh, and before you guys in the comments try blagging that isn't the same character, let's take a quick moment to address the elephant that is Trudge, shall we? You see, I made a lot of jokes in the previous episode about Trudge just existing, and the reason for that is him existing in 5Ds kinda screws the Yu-Gi-Oh timeline up. Because the Trudge you see in 5Ds is canonically the same Trudge we see in Season 0, Episode 1. And that just brings up a whole lot of questions that no one seems to be able to answer. All we get is Kazuki Takahashi saying that it's the same Trudge and some text in the 10th anniversary art book confirming it. It's probably a whole other video trying to explain how Trudge can exist in 5Ds based off the Yu-Gi-Oh timeline and such, so I'm not gonna jump into that whole rabbit hole now, but just know my Trudge exists joke is just a reference to the fact that it makes no sense how he exists. Okay? Okay, good. Now, on with the show. No, there is no way Yusei just pulling up on his bike would give him the ability to jump that height. There is no ramp and no reason his bike jumps that gate. Absolutely not.
Open the security gates and do it quick!
See, Trudge can't make that jump. Even Trudge is like, nah, that should not have happened. He just kind of fucking leapt like a gazelle over the gate, dude. It was wild.
Sector security is closing in on him.
Oh man, not Trudge again.
Guys, he has been chasing Yusei for like the last couple of minutes. How are you only just noticing? I have zero confidence in any plan that now involves these people. Has Trudge been hanging out with a creepy laughing guy recently? Because his finger appears to have developed the same issue as that guy from episode 2. Why is it when characters point like that, their fingers extend so much? Alright, this whole duel system seems flawed. Like, you could just activate a field spell and people now have to duel? That is so dangerous. And if Trudge could just hack into Yusei's bike and force it to duel, why doesn't he just stop it?
You see, that acceleration chip you installed has enabled me to hack into your Duel Runner's mainframe, and the only way to break free of the connection is to beat me.
Again, why didn't you just design it so you could stop the bike? Like, why add this extra step of a duel? Especially when you always lose to the guy.
When Gate Blocker is face up on the field, your opponent cannot gain any speed counters during their standby phase.
So normally an anime card is more busted in the anime, but Gate Blocker is kind of better in the TCG than it is in the anime. Because in the anime, it just stops Yusei feeling alive by going fast, but in the TCG, it protects your monsters from being targeted, negates field spells, and stops opponents from gaining counters. They kind of buffed the hell out of that card in the TCG.
Something wrong? Did you just notice that your speed counters aren't increasing?
Oh, not this again. It's his first turn. How would he have noticed he isn't gaining speed counters when he's yet to have the opportunity to gain speed counters until the second?
Such as my Gate Blocker spell card, which has your game stuck in neutral.
Trudge.
Yes, sir.
What color is Gate Blocker's card? Because if it isn't green, it's not a spell card. It's a monster.
Just like in life, you're going nowhere.
Trudge is savage this episode. I'm just gonna slip a bird hail to Yusei here. Jesus. I know I told him in episode 1 to sort out his insult game, but man, that was just mean.
Uh-oh, is it midnight already?
In 3 minutes, they'll be closing the hatch.
Yusei has 3 minutes to beat Trudge and get up the trash chute, which is an insane ask.
I guess you still haven't learned how to add, have you?
Oh, never mind, Trudge's gone right back into this terrible insult game. Maths is hard, okay? Us Yu-Gi-Oh players aren't stellar at it.
He might be able to take out Gate Blocker, which means he might be able to break free, which means he might be able to kick into overdrive, which means he might still make it. Of course, he might not.
Oh, you got me really excited there for a second.
Boom, boom, kaboom! I just knew my Turbo Booster card would help him out!
Riley, you sound way too excited considering Yusei is taking damage during this process.
Sir, he's got into the waste disposal system. Switch to the security cameras down there. Don't lose him.
Please, I fucked up again. A single card was not the solution. I fucking suck at this job.
Oh, it looks like Trudge isn't giving up.
I don't think Trudge can physically not follow Yusei right now because they're stuck in a duel, so their duel runners are on autopilot. And also, autopilot decided to take Yusei exactly where he wanted to go, which is kind of weird, or they're not autopiloting and they're controlling it, but autopilot engage comes up anyway. I don't understand how these bikes work. Well, this is getting out of hand. Now there's 2 of them.
Don't you know that your kind don't exactly fit in New Domino City?
Considering Jack Atlas is treated like a king in New Domino City, satellites seem to do pretty well there. Of course, like, no one knows Jack is from the satellite, but Trudge, you do, and you're the one that just set that line, so yeah, what the hell are you chatting?
Curity wasn't harassing him on those test runs, and by this point, he was so much closer to the goal.
It's asking for Yusei's friends to believe in him just too much, because every episode they do not believe in him. No wonder he fucking ditches them. Like, Yusei, why don't you hang out with us anymore? You constantly did not believe in me. Instead, I would lose duels and, you gaslit me into being scared of bugs. Okay, but why though?
There's no escape, Yusei.
Why does everyone surprise Pikachu face at that sentence? Trudge didn't say anything too shocking. He said it like 5 times already this one duel, but no, that one time was the scary one, I guess. Junk Synchron has incorrect attack points here. He has 1300, not 900. That's Speed Warrior's attack value. Animators, you got lazy here.
Let me show you. See, Graceful Revival lets me summon a level 2 or below monster from my graveyard.
Yusei has literally zero need to use that trap card right now because Junk Synchron's effect is literally the same as the trap card. It will bring back a level 2 or lower monster from grave. So, I have zero idea why Yusei uses the trap instead of his monster.
Let's rev it up!
Protect set their catchphrase this time. Roll credits!
Go Scrap Fist!
Yo, Yusei just kind of fisted Trudge.
You pulled the same move last time we dueled.
Thank you, Trudge, for pointing out that Yusei has ignored Junk Synchron's effect twice in a duel with you. I appreciate that. You okay there, Trudge? Cause you're looking fucking manic, dude. Like, do you not do well in duels normally, so you go fucking crazed when you are doing well? Cause Jesus, that face is gonna haunt my nightmares for a while.
It doesn't destroy anything. It just takes control of them and uses them to do its bidding.
Kinda like the relationship you have with Jack Atlas.
Hey, I can't believe Yusei would call me out this way. But seriously, just gonna pass that burn heel back to Trudge. My God, these two are savage today.
Satellites, you never know when to stop talking back.
Trudge was doing so well, but I think Yusei hit a raw spot there, and now Trudge is back to his whole, you always were, you always did smack talk. You gotta love that you can figure out Trudge's confidence level based on his insults at the time.
Well, I'm glad I didn't disappoint.
Trudge, you always disappoint, but it's cute you care about what Yusei thinks of you. Yusei really hurt Trudge with that Jack Atlas line because Trudge is just punching him with cards now. I guess Trudge isn't as proud of a Jack Atlas simp as I am.
Ah! Now Yuse'll never clear the hatch!
Yusei's life points don't really affect his ability to clear this hatch.
Impossible! You shouldn't have any speed counters! How can this be?
Okay, how did Trudge not notice Yusei play a card to steal speed counters? Like, surely Yusei is meant to declare that, and his duel tracker should have told him. So, how have we gotten this far into a duel and Trudge has not noticed a trap be activated and resolved? Like, damn dude, read!
Just like you, waiting for handouts, latching on to someone else.
Trudge.
Yes, sir.
You're a hypocrite because you got handed your deck and you kind of do exactly what you just said Yusei does. So no surprise Pikachu face is here, understand me?
Yes, sir.
Trudge, after all these years, you still don't know anything about me. All you ever see are rules and them being broken, but you've never stopped to ask why.
Yusei literally just described Trudge from Season 0. That is his exact character. Was Yusei in Season 0 and we just didn't know it? Is that our next terrible Yu-Gi-Oh rabbit hole?
That hatch! You're planning on using that to escape from the satellite!
Took you long enough to figure that out.
Wait, I also thought Trudge had figured out Yusei's plan like 5 minutes ago where we spent part of the duel explaining it. Did he actually not? Okay, Trudge, I'm starting to think that thinking of big insults has taken up all your brain power.
And with that, your Goyo Guardian is a gunner!
Yusei, you know you could have said your Goyo Guardian is Goyo Gano. Missed puns, just saying.
See, Nitro Warrior comes custom-made with a special ability. When it destroys one of your monsters, and you've got a monster in defense mode like Gate Blocker, it forces it into attack mode.
Hang on a second. Because this card seems like it has way too many effects for what cards had at this age of Yu-Gi-Oh! Let me just run through that real quick. If it's summoned on a turn, a speed counter is used, it can gain 1,000 attack. If it attacks and your opponent has a defense position monster, it forces it to attack mode and gets a second attack. This is the anime bullshit of an over-the-top, uber-specific card that just wins the pro tag the duel, and I kinda hate those cards.
The hatch is gonna close.
And that means Yuse won't be able to escape!
Hey, Yusei, have you tried?
Then whoosh, then shroom.
I think that's the solution to your problem. Yusei learned from Sonic 2 special stages. Also, do I need to make a counter for every time Yusei defies gravity? Because it has happened at least 5 times in 3 episodes, which is an alarming amount. Trudge just fucking died here. Like, there is no surviving this. Also, holy fuck, these guys make a lot of garbage in New Domino City. Somebody needs to stop preaching. Think of the environment to these people, because they fucking need it. That was 5D's versions of The Lion King, and Trudge played Mufasa.
He made it through the hatch. I just know he did.
How did we, Riley? Because we just watched it.
I never had a doubt.
You, sir, are a liar, because you have nothing but doubt always. 5Ds don't do this to me. I thought I had to go a whole episode without hearing Jack Atlas.
Long time no see. How have you been?
Jack, this isn't a friendly conversation, sweetie. You royally fucked this man up. You can't just ask how have you been and then menacingly laugh at them.
Happy to see your old friend Jack?
No, Jack, people aren't happy to see old friends that royally fuck them up and then proceed to try and have a friendly convo with them while breaking every sentence up with menacing laughter. People don't appreciate this. I know you spend most of your time sitting on a throne alone, not socializing, but this ain't how it's done, Chief. And with that, another episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds is over. Jack, seriously, shut up for 1 minute so I can outro. What did we learn? That Yusei drives really fast. Like, no joke, the speed they are going is half the speed of a jet plane. Trudge has a sore spot about his Jack Atlas simping, and that Jack does not know how to talk to old friends. Seriously, Jack again with the laughing shut up! If you enjoyed watching this episode of 5Ds with me, then be sure to subscribe to the channel for more How Broken is Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. At the moment, we're doing episodes weekly, and it's a lot of fun to make, so be sure to comment and leave a like, as it really helps these videos out, and I would love to try and get through season 1 of this. For now, there's duels to be had, songs to be sung, 5Ds to laugh at, and oh my god, I swear to God I love you, Jack, but shut up! Until the next video, happy dueling! Jack, please!
Chaque jour se fait sa peine, chacun trouve chaussure à son pied.